Okay, so this is Canadian History Chapter 2, Part 2 video. Turns out YouTube only lets me do up to 15 minutes, so I have to divide it out. All right, so the second bit that I want to talk to you about actually is the economy of New France. So we've already gone through kind of the city life stuff, and now I want to start talking about the economy. So you kind of need to know what an economy is. What is an economy? So this is a good question. An economy is basically the engine that drives prosperity. So the better the economy, the better that prosperity is going to be for people. The worse off the economy, the more people that are inside that are going to be struggling and not doing as well financially. So New France it's called a mercantilism style of economy. And what this means is the King of France, he's in charge of his country, France, and he is also in charge of all of his colonies, and New France is one of those. And basically he gets to dictate how the economy works. And so this guy says, we're going to have a system, we're going to call it mercantilism, and within this system, anybody who's living in the colony needs to buy their stuff from France proper. So that way, France gets the added benefit of having those extra people from that colony into their economy system. Tricky thing though is that it's not as good for the people who are living in New France because they're not allowed to buy from anyone except their home country. So if you're in New France and you want to buy anything, you have to buy it from France. You can't buy it from other places. So if there's, let's say the United States is there beside, and they are selling stuff. You can't go to the United States to buy stuff. You're not allowed. That's against the law. You have to buy your things from France. And it benefited France. And it wasn't a terrible thing for New France to be able to have that either. It's just a different style of economy. So let's take a look at New France and take a look at the things that they have in their economy that is good for them. So we all know that they have the fur trade. Excellent economic stimulating package for them. You know, they bring in those furs, they ship them off to France, they're able to turn them into fancy hats for the rich people, and in exchange, the people who are bringing in those furs are becoming better off. They're becoming rich, right? They're getting money for that. But there's a lot more going for this colony of New France than just the fur trade. They've got an amazing quality of soil all along the St. Lawrence River, and that soil is excellent for growing crops. They've got a fairly good growing season, you know, between spring, autumn, and fall in that area. They're able to do lots of growing, and so they're able to plant and then harvest a lot of the food that they need in order to thrive and survive. They can also maybe even grow extra and sell it in market squares and things to make some money that way as well. They've also got fish, and fish is a really important resource of New France at this time. There are journals that you can look at that were written by people who are living in New France at this time that just go on and on about the huge quantity of fish that they have in their St. Lawrence River and the surrounding areas. Basically, they're saying things like you can just reach your hand right into the water and just scoop out a delicious fish. Like, it's that easy. There's so many of them. You just see them jumping in the water all the time. And this is really important because in France at this time, everybody is Catholic. Catholic? Why would being Catholic matter? Well, in the Catholic faith, one of the traditions that people are following is that you're supposed to eat fish once a week. And I think the day is Friday, I'm not totally sure. But every week you're supposed to eat fish as one of your main meals of the day. And in France at this time, the waters surrounding the area of France, they've been fished for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And so, you know, finding fish in those waters is not quite as easy as it used to be, you know, generations ago, because they've just been fishing and fishing. But here in the St. Lawrence River area where New France is located, there are so many fish. It's just It's just super easy for them to be able to catch those fish and then take those fish and preserve them. So what they would do is they would get this salty, briny solution, and they'd catch the fish, they would fillet the fish, they would have the fish out in the sun to kind of dry, and they would preserve them with this salt, this fish salt brine solution. And then once the fish was preserved in the salt, they could pack those fish into the boats and send them back to New France, and that could then be used as a source of food for the people who are living in France. And there's a big demand for those fish because of their religion. So that is another huge part of the economy of New France. So let's just tick them off the list here. The economy of New France has the fur trade. They have excellent soil. They have fish. But one thing that they're not allowed to do is they're not allowed to trade or have this sell and exchange with anyone other than France. It's that mercantilism style. So this is the very basic stuff about the economy at this time. All right, I'm done talking about the economy. So now what I'm going to talk about is your job. Whew, all right, your job this week is to look through the notes that I've given you. They'll be typed up for you. You're going to make sure that you're clear on all that material. You are going to read through chapter 2 in your textbook or the chapter 2 that I provided for you online. You are going to choose a topic of inquiry. This is something that we've talked about in chapter 2 that you'd like to know more about. And then you're going to dig deeper into that, okay? And that's going to become your inquiry topic. Now, let's say, for example, you say to me, oh, I want to look at some of these different careers that people had. So I'm going to look at the Coopers and the Millers. Okay, well, that's 2 sentences. I found out there. Done. Well, what do I do now? So you could have a variety of smaller questions that you could answer in order to add to your total inquiry work. Or you could have one huge question that you've got to dig super deep into in order to get that full and complete answer. But regardless of what you choose for your topic, you need to make sure that you are telling me more than I've told you, that you are including your bibliography, that you have a primary document. Okay? So this will be due next Wednesday. You've got, starting today on Wednesday, a full 7 days, including your 4-day weekend, to get that done. At 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning, I'm going to go into the OneNote binder and I'm going to be looking for your inquiry work. Okay? So good luck, and I hope you enjoy learning about Chapter 2, Canadian History. Woohoo! Okay, take care everyone. Have a great weekend. See you later.